Week 33, baby is the size of a bunch of celery, a small chihuahua, and a men's size 10 shoe. Week 34, baby is the size of a butternut squash, a 50s hanging lamp, and a baseball glove. Week 35, baby is the size of a pineapple, a picnic basket, and a 50-pound dumbbell.
Aren't you glad the baby doesn't actually weigh 50 pounds?
Weeks 33, 34, and 35. Baby has started to receive maternal antibodies, which will protect him from certain bacteria and viruses once he is outside the womb. This is called passive immunity, since he'll be relying on mama's antibodies rather than producing his own. After he's born, he will continue to get these antibodies through breast milk. Hi guys, it's Amanda, and I am here for my 33, 34, and 35 week pregnancy update. We are coming into the final stretch here, you guys. 5 weeks to go, and I cannot believe it. This little guy is going to be here before we know it. And oh my god, we are going to be a family of 5 in 1 month. The reality of it is starting to set in just a little bit, like, oh yeah, like we're going to have a real baby here with us in a month. And it's going to change the dynamics and everything. Like, even though I'm nervous about that, at the same time, like, since this is my 3rd baby, like, I feel so much more relaxed this time, and like I feel like I know what I'm doing so much more this time because I've done this twice before. Granted, I know that every baby can be different, you know, every baby has their own challenges, that kind of thing. It's just impossible to say how Bam Bam will be compared to my other 2, you know, we just don't know. But at the same time, like, since I have done this before, like, I feel like I know how to do basic baby care now, you know. It's like I can do it in my sleep, literally. And I just feel like, you know, we have a lot of routines figured out, like we have our methods for doing things, and it just feels less intimidating this time. Like, I don't feel like I have to, you know, reinvent the wheel, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure that because he is a different child, like, I will have to reinvent the wheel with a few things, but I'm sure I'll be able to keep a lot the same as well. And so in that way, I am generally feeling more relaxed. So yeah, lots of mix of emotions coming. So let's jump in and talk about my update. I am still so happy with my weight gain. I have now gained a total of 30 pounds at 35 weeks, and I am just so happy about that. Even though I have been making a few more indulgences and everything, like, I'm still generally trying to be pretty conscious of portion sizes and that kind of thing, without limiting myself too much, but overall still eating a really balanced, healthy diet, and seems to be working for me this time. And I'm wondering if part of that is also that I'm not retaining nearly as much water, especially my pregnancy with my daughter, because I had preeclampsia and, you know, high blood pressure, extreme swelling, and I'm still getting a little bit of swelling, but it's nothing like it was last time. So that whole water retention factor, that might be part of it as well. But whatever the reason, I'm really happy that I am only at a 30-pound weight gain at 35 weeks. And just as comparison, because I always compare it to my last 2 pregnancies, in my first pregnancy at 35 weeks, I had gained 50 pounds. And in my last pregnancy, I had gained 47. So being at a 30-pound gain, that's huge for me, huge. At the rate I'm going now, knock on wood, it might just be a 35-pound weight gain because I have 5 weeks to go. And unless I gain 10 pounds in 5 weeks, which hopefully that doesn't happen, then I will even be below my target goal, which was about, you know, 40-pound weight gain. So if I am a 35-pound weight gain, that's like record breaking for me. Since I gained 55 pounds in my first pregnancy and 53 in my second pregnancy. So I will take it, and I am really happy with how that is going. So like I said, diet is still about the same as it was before. I have some of my cravings back this week that I had earlier in my pregnancy, specifically orange juice, the Costco organic orange juice. That is the one thing that I have craved across the board, all 3 pregnancies. For whatever reason, the last month or so, I haven't been craving it as much, but these last couple weeks I have like really been into the orange juice again. So there's that, and I'm craving juicy fruit again. So peaches, especially peaches. And Costco, you guys, has the most amazing organic peaches right now. And so we actually had a few peaches off our peach tree this year for the first time, but there were only like 5 of them because it's a little baby peach tree. So that was not enough to satisfy the pregnant mama craving. So we went to Costco and got more organic peaches, and oh my god, they're just, I'm literally eating like 3 or 4 peaches a day, you guys. Not even kidding. And then the same craving that I was having last time, which is ice cream, and I've been having the non-dairy ice cream. And I'm continuing to crave the salted caramel ice cream. And I have also discovered a couple of the other non-dairy ones. I've been getting a lot of the Coconut Bliss brand dairy-free ice cream and the So Delicious, which has a cashew milk based dairy-free ice cream now. And I've compared the two, and both of them are really good, but I think I even like the cashew one even more now. You can't even tell that it's not dairy. It tastes so good. It is so decadent. So I really like their salted caramel, and they also have 2 more that I discovered. They have a cookie dough and a snickerdoodle flavor. So I may or may not have been indulging quite a bit in those. And there may or may not have been one day this last week when I ate a whole pint. Granted, I ate it slowly throughout the day. That happened, but yet I'm still only at my 30-pound pregnancy gain, so I'm like, okay, I'm going to just enjoy these little indulgences right now. Try not to go overkill too much. I try not to have more than half a pint in one day. That's my goal these days right now. And to not have it until after dinner time. So that has been a huge craving that I have been satisfying as well. So you guys probably saw I did an impromptu, really casual, informal photo shoot of my bump. If you guys haven't seen that video, it's just super short. I'll put it right up here. But I actually took those photos myself. I am a photographer, just did them in our backyard actually. You guys have probably seen tours of our backyard with our garden videos and whatnot. I'll link our last garden video here. There's a lot of really good places to do photography in our own yard, and Bill and I, being cheap and cheaper, it is way more affordable to take your own pictures than to have it done professionally. So that's what I did. Bill took the kids grocery shopping one day, and I just went out with the tripod, and I was like, I'm just gonna take a few pictures and edit them myself, and that's what I did. I just really wanted to commemorate my bump since it's the very last time, you know what I mean? So I'm really glad that I did that, because we're getting really towards the end of my pregnancy here, and just wanted to have that under my belt. So that is done now. Maybe that's just like a nesting thing, like me just wanting to get all this stuff done before baby comes, because there's this deadline, right? Yeah, so segue into nesting. I have been nesting a little more these last couple weeks, but like I've mentioned before, nesting with the 3rd child, like there's just not that much to do. So really I've done most of it already. I have pulled out our newborn cloth diapers. I am going to try to cloth diaper basically from the get-go. In the hospital, we'll probably still be using disposables maybe in the first few days. But once we are home and settled, I am going to be just jumping right into cloth diapering this time, since I've done this twice before, and because my dear friend gave me newborn pre-folds. I'll have that haul linked here if you want to see that. I am really excited to just jump into cloth diapering from the get-go this time. And I have all of that stuff now organized in our changing station, and I pulled out the box of newborn clothes from my other 2 kids. I saved all of their clothes, so like there's nothing to purchase clothes-wise. They're all organized in my attic, so I just pulled out the newborn bin. We have a co-sleeper that will be in our room for the first couple months. I'll probably just put the newborn clothes in there. Anyway, that's one thing I have left to do. I have pulled out all the baby gear from the garage and washed it, you know, bleached down all the hard surfaces, you know, the car seat and like the bouncer and like the swing, that kind of thing, you know, washed all the fabric parts in the washer, and those are all ready to go now. We have rearranged our car. When we bought our car, I'd made a review of it on YouTube. So if you want to see our car, we have a Mazda 5, and it's basically a cross between a minivan and a station wagon. It's the best way to describe it. It's like a mini minivan. It has more of the footprint of a station wagon or a sedan, but it has third row seating in it. And we actually, at the time, we bought it when I was pregnant with Sophie, my daughter, with my second child. And we bought it, you know, with the thought in the back of our mind, we might have a third. And here we are, we have a third. So I'm so glad that we chose the vehicle that we chose, because we are prepared to put a third child in. Now it's going to be a little bit more of a squeeze because the third row takes up half the trunk. I mean, you can either put up one seat or both seats in the back, and we just have the one up where Alex is sitting now. So there's still a little bit of trunk space next to him, and we've been using that for the stroller and that kind of thing. We probably will eventually have to get a roof rack though. I don't know if that's going to get done before baby comes, but that will eventually become a need. So we rearranged the car seats. Alex is now sitting in the third row, and we were a little nervous that he might not like it just because he's not a huge fan of things being different and change and that kind of thing, but we were pleasantly surprised that he was like really excited about it, and he's like really into sitting in that really back seat now. He feels all special. It's like his own little space back there. So that's good. And then we have just installed the infant car seat base where his seat was before, next to Sophie. So that's all ready to go. I will have to pack our hospital bag. That's on my list of things to do. And when I do, I don't know. You guys tell me, do you want to see a hospital bag video? I've never been like that interested in watching other people's, just because it's like packing for a trip. You just like take your essentials, and like I'm not packing anything cute or fancy. And it's just in a regular suitcase. I don't have any designer bags or anything. I have no desire to go that route. We're just going to the hospital, guys. We're just going to be there for like 2 days. So like, it's not that big of a deal to me. But if you guys are interested in seeing what's in my hospital bag, give this video a thumbs up and comment down below and let me know. And I can make that for you guys once I pack it. So that's about it in terms of what I've been doing for nesting. I feel like we're pretty much there. I guess in terms of nesting, I've also just been in the mode of, I think I mentioned this in my last video, but wanting to get rid of things and decorating a few more parts of the house here and there and just organizing a little bit. I have been doing that as well, but it's not like, you know, I'm not going that crazy. Last week I had another midwife appointment. I'm still doing every 2 weeks at this point, and then I have an appointment at 35 weeks, and then from that point on it's every week until I deliver. Really straightforward midwife appointment this time. Everything looked perfect. Fundal height was perfect. She's really happy about my weight gain, which I am too. My blood pressure was actually pretty low, which is really good news to me considering I had preeclampsia last time. Like, I'm just so glad that it's not even a little bit elevated so far, knock on wood. Things can always change at the very end, but I'm really glad that I don't seem to be going down that road at this point. Baby's heartbeat sounded great. He's head down still, so fingers crossed he stays that way. The bigger he gets, the harder it is for him to move, so I'm trying not to sit in too many positions that would encourage him to turn. But yeah, he's pretty comfy in his head down position. She asked about movement, and like I have said, this has been my most active baby, and he continues to be. Except when he's growing. Like I swear I can tell when he's growing sometimes just because he has a really sleepy day. He's not moving as much. Like he'll move a little. Like I know he's still doing all right in there. There are other days though when he's just like going crazy in there. And he's now like kicking my ribs, you guys. In fact, I'm wondering if he's going to be a big baby because sometimes I can feel him like stretching out, and I can feel like his head down on my pelvic bone and like his feet kicking me in the ribs up above at the same time. Like I can feel him in my pelvis and my ribs at the same time. So I don't know if that means he's a big baby or he's just likes to stretch a lot or what, but man, you guys probably saw I put up a video recently just a quick little clip of him moving in my belly just to give you guys an idea of what he looks like. 'Cause, like, you can see it from the outside, and it's crazy how much he moves, and I love it, and I am cherishing it because one more month of this and then I'll probably never experience this again. So in fact, oh yeah, hi Bam Bam, he's kicking right now. So he's healthy as can be. I talked with the midwife about various hospital procedures since I did a home birth the first time, birth center birth the second time, and this time I'm going to be in the hospital with the midwives there. I had a lot of questions about what the hospital procedures are, you know, what the midwives do versus the OBs, that kind of thing. And I was really pleasantly surprised with what she told me. Apparently it's hospital-wide policy to do a lot of the things that I would be putting in my birth plan anyway. Namely, they do immediate skin-to-skin contact, and they don't do anything with baby. They don't bathe them, they don't take them away, just immediate onto your belly, onto your chest, and they have baby stay there for a full hour before they touch baby, before they do anything with baby, before even measuring them, weighing them, that kind of thing. So I was really happy to hear that. Hospital-wide, they do delayed cord clamping, which is awesome. They wait for the cord to stop pulsing before they cut it, which was another thing that's in my birth plan, so I'm really happy about that. She said they also do a hep lock where they put, you know, the needle in your arm, but you don't have to be attached to anything until you get an epidural, if you want to get an epidural, or if they need to, you know, hydrate you with fluids or whatever. They just have the needle placed, and you don't have to carry anything around with you. It just allows you to be mobile, but they have access to your vein if they need it. So that's normal policy as well. So all of those things, it just gave me so much peace of mind being in the hospital this time, just because I am so on board with the like midwife philosophy. But it's just so encouraging to me to see that there are hospitals that are really taking on these like evidence-based practices that they should be doing in all birth situations anyway. So it's really encouraging to see that I'm not going to have to like fight for a lot of those things. That's just their normal procedure. Speaking of birth plan, Bill and I updated my birth plan, and I am actually going to be making a video about that. So be sure to stay tuned for that so you can see, you know, what my wishes are for my birth. I basically just took my original birth plan from when I first gave birth the first time and adapted it to more of a hospital setting. So that's done, and it is sent off to my doula. I think I mentioned that one of my good friends is going to be our doula this time. Her name is Erin, and I am just so happy that she is going to be there. She has been training to be a doula for the last year or so. She's just working on getting more births under her belt, and she was really excited when I asked her to be my doula, and I am so excited to have her there. She and I are very much on the same page in terms of, you know, worldview and our level of crunchiness and that kind of thing. We just have a lot in common, and so I'm really happy that she's going to be my doula and my support. And she is actually going to be my birth photographer as well. She's not an official photographer, but she's done this before, and I totally trust her with getting video footage of this. I am going to be making a birth vlog. I haven't decided for sure. I know some people do like a birth vlog and then like a sit-down video later explaining everything that was happening. I don't know. We'll see how I feel when the time comes. But the way I did it before was just kind of like a sit-down video, throwing in clips as I'm talking about things. Being this is YouTube, I know some people just put it all out there, but there is some element of privacy that I want to keep as well, since, you know, birth is also a very intimate thing. So, you know, I'll figure out what balance I feel most comfortable sharing with you guys, but I definitely will share the story. Anyway, so Erin will be my birth photographer, and that's all lined up. So just wanted to quickly go over the last few symptoms I've been experiencing, just continuing to get that abdominal strain. I feel like I'm getting huge. I can actually see the sides, like when I look at my belly, I can see where the abdominal separation is, and I'm pretty sure that that is contributing to the abdominal strain that I feel. I definitely can't be on my feet for literally more than like 2 or 3 minutes before I feel like I have to sit down or bend over, you know, just to relieve it. I am wearing that belly brace, which makes a huge difference if I know I'm going to have to be standing for any extended period of time. And that maybe buys me a good half hour or so. When I'm trying to turn over in bed, I literally feel like a walrus or like a beached whale, a turtle on my back. Like, come up with whatever animal analogy you want. That's what I feel like when I am trying to turn over in bed. And basically now at this point, when I lay down to go to bed at night, I just don't turn anymore. I'm usually waking up about once at night now to pee in the very early morning, and that's usually when I turn over because I get all the way out of bed to go to the bathroom, and when I come back then I lay on my other side. At this point I'm not like automatically turning over in my sleep because it's just so physically difficult right now. So there's that. I've also been experiencing a lot of heartburn. I know that's just kind of inescapable. It's not to the point where it's debilitating. Like, I know some people get it so bad that it's like you have to take something to keep it under control. Drinking a lot of water seems to do the trick for me most of the time. If it's really bad, I will pop a couple Tums. And that usually will do the trick for me. So thankfully it hasn't been too bad, but it has been frequent. In terms of my pregnancy asthma, oh my gosh, you guys, you've probably seen in the news and everything, and if you are anywhere along the West Coast, you are probably experiencing this as well, but our air quality is god awful right now. There are forest fires all the way up and down the West Coast. It's crazy. I'm gonna insert a picture here of what the sun and the moon look like right now. Yeah, that's from all of the smoke and the haze. It's crazy. Our air quality is so bad right now. Like, I made the mistake of leaving our window open with our fan when we slept last night because it was like 80 degrees outside, and woke up with a room smelling like smoke. It was ridiculous. I went out and looked at my car this morning. There was a layer of ash on the car. It's crazy. We're in Western Washington, and you know, all of this is blowing in from the Cascades, and it's all the way up and down the Cascade Mountains. It's bad and it's scary, you guys. Some of these pictures I've been seeing, like, I'm just praying for all the people that live in those areas that they're getting out safely. I've never seen ash falling from the sky in my life before. It's just nuts. And so that has been taking a toll on my pregnancy asthma, as you might suspect. Thankfully, I still have my inhaler that I use. I've been making sure to use it in the morning and the evening, and that helps keep my coughing under control. And I've really just been trying to stay inside, which kind of sucks. Like, I really would like to be able to go outside a lot more, even in the evening when it's cooler, but for the sake of Bam Bam and myself and my own lungs and keeping myself oxygenated, I really don't want to be out there breathing ash and smoke. So yeah, we've been spending a lot of time indoors. Unfortunately. Thankfully we have AC units that we've been using that helps keep the air inside a little nicer, but man, the pregnancy asthma has definitely been worse with this horrible air quality. And like I said, it's also been very, very hot. Being late August, early September, we still get a lot of hot weather here in Western Washington. It's been in the 80s and sometimes in the 90s. And for this here pansy Northwest girl, that is hot, especially when I am this pregnant. It feels, like I said before, just add 10 degrees to whatever the actual temperature is outside, and that's what it feels like to me. It's like, I feel like I'm wearing a winter coat that I can't take off, at all times. Been doing what I can just to like sit in front of the air conditioner, going places, taking the kids places that are air conditioned. I've been putting ice packs on the back of my neck and like on the top of my belly. Sometimes I put it on my head, just drinking cold drinks. Whatever I can do to help myself cool down. I've been trying to not get too overheated, but man, I tell you, being this pregnant in the summer, it's been a little rough. And I'm not gonna lie, like normally I am happy for summer to prolong and go well into September, but like this year I'm like, bring on fall, bring it on. I am ready for those cool temperatures, bring it on. So that's how I'm feeling about that right now. On these really hot days, I mean, I've talked a lot before how I am just a natural born night owl. That is just my nature. That is my biorhythm. But this heat has made me even more so. It makes me basically nocturnal right now. And it's because during the day when it is so hot, I am so lethargic that I can't do a darn thing. Like, I literally will lay in bed, I'll lie on the couch, you know, with the kids. I'm doing a lot of couch parenting these days because I literally have like no energy during the day. And then once it cools off at night, then all of a sudden I have this surge of energy because it's like finally my body is cooling down and I have this energy that I haven't had all day. And so I do like all the things at night, all the household stuff, all the nesting, like all of my YouTubing, everything, you know, it's been happening at night. And so I've definitely been going to bed a lot later than I should be, but that's how it goes. Thankfully, Bill is still around, and so we've still been taking turns sleeping in, or sometimes I'll just take like a 2-hour nap in the afternoon and he watches the kids and it works out. So overall, I'm actually still getting a pretty good amount of sleep throughout the day, even though I've been going to bed a little too late. I'm hoping that we can rein that in a little once the weather cools down a little, and I'm able to just get my basic stuff done more during the day. The final thing is I am still getting a few new stretch marks. Bill was looking at my belly the other day and he noticed there's this one side on my, in fact he's doing it right now. Bam Bam has this little foot that you can feel on my left side, and I can always feel this one foot that's just like sweeping across my belly, these big sweeping movements. And I have more stretch marks on that side. And Bill's like, that's because of that foot, isn't it? I was like, I think you're right. The little guy is just, you know, really stretching out the skin in that one spot where he's moving his foot all the time. And so I'm getting a few new stretch marks there. The old ones are definitely getting darker and reappearing. At this point though, I'm just like, meh. Stretch marks, that just means I'm growing a human, you know? I don't even care anymore. I don't even care anymore. So that is it for my 33, 34, 35 week pregnancy update. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up if you did. And as always, be sure to comment down below and let me know how all of your pregnancies are going. I've been really enjoying talking with you guys about how things are going with you. I know some of you may have already had your babies already. And if you have, let me know. I would love to congratulate you, and if you guys are close to where I am, I would love to pray for you for the last home stretch of your pregnancies as well, and for your deliveries. So yeah, if you are new here, as always, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell if you want to see all the future updates, and if you want to see the birth video once we get there and meet our little Bam Bam once he arrives. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye!